Hello and welcome to the conclusion of the 2021 Utah Open driven by Innova. You've got Nate Perkins and James Conrad in the booth today.
We're set up for a really exciting finish to this Utah Open. This is a Worlds warm-up tournament, so this will be where the final round of Worlds takes place. Hopefully that's just as exciting. I have a feeling it will be.
Yeah, I think so. This is a very fun course to watch disc golf on. In no way is it predictable. Look at this. Look at those scorecards right there. You do not see Ricky with 7 pars in a row very often.
Not often at all. It's rare to see so many bogeys on a lead card. These guys have played well, and they're right up in the mix for the tournament, but they're still just unable to keep it clean on the fort. We've got the Flight Factory hole preview for hole 10. I think this is one of the easier holes on the course. It's a par 4 at about 600 feet. The biggest challenge on the hole is this triple mando that we just saw. These players are going to want to throw as far and straight as possible to leave themselves an easy approach through the triple mando into the green.
And that's low. Yeah, you need 400 feet of distance off the tee to give yourself an angle, but if you can throw 450, 500 or further, you can really make this hole easy. As we saw Ricky bomb this Halo Destroyer out to 550 and then just jump putt through the mando, and it looks like he has done it again, getting nearly pin high there.
That was an amazing throw. He kept it pretty far to the right, which really opens up that angle, but when you throw it that far, it really doesn't make a huge difference.
Here we get to see Dallin open up.
Great power. Good flip up.
Wow. Yeah, plenty of power.
That was every bit of 500 feet.
Mm-hmm.
Levi definitely had a tough time on the front 9. I was hoping that he could really just unleash here and kind of get the ball rolling for himself, but he left himself a really tough angle being that far left.
And Emerson out of position here. He's just taking this justice and just laying up to the mouth of that triple mando.
Smart shot, not going for too much, just making sure he can at least save par.
Oh, and Levi was trying to put the forehand roller through that triple mando. 10 out of 10 would not recommend.
No. Out of position, just lay up to the mouth, give yourself a jump putt at that birdie, but on one of the easier holes, you really don't want to make that mistake and take a bogey.
Oh, and Emerson actually didn't quite hit that layup shot as well as he would have liked, but pitches around the corner nice. And this is Levi from the drop zone, so this is where you're going to see putts if players miss that triple mando.
Yes.
Wow.
Great putt from Dallin, right in the heart. That looked to be just outside the circle, and he made it look like a tap-in almost. That was well done. Good par from Emerson, but Ricky's a little closer than that, looking for birdie to take the outright lead.
High, but on the pole, and he has taken a one-stroke lead over Emerson.
I find these baskets to be slightly more forgiving higher in the basket compared to lower. Just the shape of the chains, I think if you're going to err a little high or a little low on these baskets, high is preferable.
Hole 11, 484 feet. There is not much to be had going low on this hole. There is a high stall shot, but this is one of the harder par 3s on the course.
Absolutely. Ricky had the right idea with that shot. You definitely want to get over the initial trees He could have used a bit more turn on that shot, closer to this line that Dallin's taking.
Great line, just a little bit short. It's tough to cover that much ground throwing that high. Takes a ton of power and a really precise angle.
That looked very well thrown from Emerson. Yes.
Oh, wow.
What a shot.
It is really hard to get that close on 11. And look at Levi just hopping and completely turning around and just ripping on the disc.
Another great line. Looked like it got caught up a little shy of the basket.
Oh, Ricky did not have much. That looked like a pretty good approach from how far left he was.
As you can see from this angle, there's kind of a wall of trees. If you're much short of the basket, if you're not just putting through those trees like Levi was, you have to try to find a gap and throw through there. So it can become a very challenging par.
Ricky resetting here. He's got this early gap he's got to hit.
No. That hurts.
And he hit that one just nearly exactly where he hit that last one, just a little high on the pole, maybe slightly left, but that didn't even pretend to stick. And Emerson is going to pick up 2 strokes on Ricky right there after that spit out.
Moving on to hole 12 at the fort. This is a par 4 at only 500 feet. Despite being so short, it's actually quite tricky. It's a very tight lane moving from the right to the left.
Emerson opting for the forehand here. He just has so much control of the angle there. It's hard to get it to drift the way that he does.
This looks ideal from Dallin. That big tree that you can see dead ahead is a good aiming point. If you can start the disc at that and let it drift left just a little before it gets there, you're going to set yourself up well.
Jumped out of the way.
Let's look at Dallin's form.
Getting a look at a 1030 plus rated player here. Look at that front leg extension way out in front of his body.
Timed perfectly with his really straight and far reach back. Makes for a really clean throw.
Ricky's been going rock off the tee here.
Looks inside, but may penetrate.
Wow, and it does. And he's past that dead tree. Anything short of that, and it gets really hard to approach the pin here. No! Oh, no. And Levi just pures that forehand roller, and it's too far. He finds the OB Creek long.
That looked extremely well done from Emerson. There's kind of 2 ways to approach this. You can play one with a left to right moving shot like Ricky's just demonstrated, or you can come in from the other side and kind of bounce one off that fence and get a disc pretty close to the basket. A couple great forehand approaches.
It is just not Levi's day. Yes. Back to back Birdies for Emerson Keith. And Ricky just put that one on the pole.
As did Dallin. Those were 3 great birdies.
Hole 13, curveball of a par 3, only 215 feet, but you can see just a wall of trees. We've got an elevated basket, and there's an OB creek on the right. This is going to be the most popular play here. Baby Anheuser forehand on this left side with something slightly overstable.
Not quite wide enough. That looked really nice out of his hand, but I actually kind of like this over that initial tree line. I think it could bring the creek into play a little easier, but it makes the gap way bigger. That looked very nice. I couldn't quite see where it finished, but should have a putt.
This is a grenade from Levi.
Oh no. Levi just keeps finding the out of bounds on this stretch of holes. It's tough to watch.
Well, and that's at least the third circle 2 miss that we've seen Ricky.
That was a scary one with the creek right behind the basket. At least he was on line and didn't cost him an extra stroke with an OB.
And maybe we didn't catch Levi's shot from the drop zone. I believe you have to proceed to a drop zone, which is about a 50-footer, putting straight at the OB if you go OB off the drive here. Hole 14, 652 feet. Demanding tee shot. There's a low ceiling gap that's like 250 feet off the tee. There's a OB creek on the right that can kind of creep into the mind of the player. You want to finish straight with a little bit of fade at the end to kind of open up the second shot out and over the creek. Wow, and look how much speed that still had on it late to get the skip, and that is prime position. That was a Ballista Pro from Emerson.
The ground is very hard on this hole. You'll see, and with how low players have to throw, you will see a lot of skips very commonly. I think that might almost be ideal. Maybe not quite left enough. You need to get left of, there's a big clump of trees you need to get left of, but if you get too far left, you also get pinched off.
Oh, and that actually got a little bit of a straight skip. He kind of needed a little bit more of a hyzer skip on that one.
This looks great from Levi.
Oh, yeah. It's another one of those holes here at the fort where you can get out of position really quick. There's a couple specific spots that you need to land over on that left side to have a gap over this creek.
Oh no. He caught an early branch.
We saw Ricky was just a little bit too straight after that straight skip that he got, and he really didn't have a lot. And now he's in that prime time spot for this hyzer right here. Even that one is really tricky. It's easy to go too straight and hit the back wall of trees.
Yesterday we saw Emerson throw a forehand Anheuser from a similar location, and that was able to start moving left a lot quicker and was able to hit that gap.
And here we go again. He's lining up that same shot. Can he repeat it?
Yes.
Wow.
Emerson knows what he's doing. This is cool to watch. Oh! He keeps giving those such good runs.
Ricky, and that was for par.
Wow, huge putt. He knows Emerson's up there with a birdie putt, and he did not want to give up 2 strokes right there. Dang. Levi's just having a tough time really getting anything to quite go his way today. Great birdie from Emerson, really turning on the heat this back nine.
Yeah, that's impressive to go birdie on 14. The drive is demanding, and the upshot is also really demanding. He's got 2 strokes, James. 4 holes to play.
He's definitely not in the clear yet, but I'd rather be 2 up than 2 back.
Disc golf is a relatively young sport, but its popularity makes it one of the fastest growing pastimes in the world. The PDGA is a not-for-profit, worldwide player organization dedicated to promoting the sport. Like a long drive off the tee, disc golf is soaring. So don't just be a witness to disc golf's explosive growth, be a part of it. Join the PDGA.
Moving into hole 15, a par 3 at 313 feet. There's an initial field goal, and then a low ceiling and a log. So you have to throw a really straight shot that's just high enough to clear the log.
And Emerson opting to go with the forehand. I believe he mentioned that he likes throwing the forehand when you've got an early gap right there.
Dallin just a bit high. We saw Ricky with a huge hyzer yesterday. I hadn't seen anyone try this, but he found success, so he's sticking with it.
Not an easy shot. There's some trees on the right that kind of forces you to throw it really steep. Whoa!
I might have to practice that.
Wow. That is impressive. And with Emerson out of position, Rick looking to pick one up here.
Great touch from Levi. That was not an easy approach. Just laying up for the par.
Yeah, Dallin's got a good looking stroke. And it putts from low to high, slightly nose up into the chains.
Whew. Ricky 2 for 2 on hole 15 with that hyzer play. I wonder if we'll see other players trying that during the Worlds.
All right, we've got an exciting finish here. We're headed into the island hole. Hole 16, one of the signature holes out here at the fort. Only 320 feet, significantly downhill. Slow down. Wow.
Wow, what a shot.
Ricky is just so accurate with that pig. Yeah, the inbounds green is only as large as the circle here. And that is huge for Emerson with the justice, puts it within 20 feet.
Ricky put the pressure on, parking this hole, and Emerson stepped up and said, "You're not taking that lead back from me."
And again, just look at the way that Dallin grips that forehand. It is very loose in his hand. The way that the wing is tilted down, very unique style that he has. Fade. Oh, I like it. I like it.
Very well done. The entire card inbounds, putting for birdie.
Yeah, putts from really low. Not too many players putt from low to high like that. James, you're one of them. No, Andrew Presnell likes to putt from low to high like that with that nose up.
Well done, Emerson.
And that is a huge shot right there. With Ricky putting it close, having the box and puts it close, puts all the pressure on, as you said. Is that Levi's first birdie of the round? I think it might be.
I think so. At least he got that one.
Hole 17. We're on this dock out over this pond here. It's 350 to clear the water, but you really want to throw 420 plus to put yourself in the landing zone. We're going to see the right hand backhand and hyzer through the gap on the left. No!
Oh.
Stop!
Wow.
That was a good looking shot from Ricky, and just unfortunate to catch one of those guardians.
That farthest left gap that you see Emerson throwing through is definitely the biggest one, and sets up great for that forehand. That was
What a forehand
well done.
from Keith. That was huge.
Very safe, but he's behind a big clump of trees on that left-hand side that makes it almost impossible to throw a great second shot.
Yeah, anything that log on the ground, anything left of that is really out of position. Take a look at this little hop that Levi does for his X step. Watch him turn his shoulders right here. There's that little hop. Here's another one right here, and he completely turns around and just rips on the disc. He could probably get that left hand a little bit more involved, but Levi is a very young player, and he's having a really tough round today, but he's got a great skill set, and I see it won't be the last time that we see him on
No
coverage.
way. Very high shot from Ricky. He was able to cover a ton of ground, though, and actually got himself a long birdie look.
Yeah, you can see just how pinched off that left side is. You want to be further right. Emerson has a great look here. What? He split those trees and he's inside the circle. What a huge
Wow.
shot.
Big time. As you can see, this green is extremely well guarded, even from a great tee shot. Oh! You know Ricky wanted that.
And he gave it a great bid.
To go up to. Yes. That's a big birdie. Emerson really turning on the heat here and able to find himself 2 ahead of Ricky Wysocki going into the final hole.
Yeah, after a slow start, Emerson is 5 down on the last 7 holes. It's not over yet, though. 18, as we saw in round 2, is really tight. There is a ton of OB. Just the tiniest strip of fairway, and then the green itself is only as large as the circle.
As we can see on the whole preview, you have to clear water, and there's inbounds area. It's kind of hard to see from the tee pad, but these players are going to want to beat the initial line of trees and get up into the short grass. This looks to be a conservative shot, not really in position to attack the green, but safely inbounds.
And Ricky definitely looking to unload on this shot right here to get himself in position. Oh, it's early and on a lot of hyzer.
That should be okay, though. It's inbounds, and the angle is better the farther left you are, but... Clean. That's very, very ideal drive. He got far to the left, he got past all the trees.
No, it didn't. Think that might have kicked out of bounds right there. And this is a huge shot for Ricky. He really needs this one.
Oh,
and it's just 10 feet short.
that thick grass did not give any skip.
Look at that. Slight angle out of the hand.
Excellent shot. So challenging to just drop that pinpoint shot right onto the green. Oh no. There's a Mando right on the corner of that fence that he was flirting with. I'm not...
Probably one of Levi's tougher rounds ever.
Never fun to do on camera, but hopefully he's able to learn something from it. And
Wow, and Emerson cutting it close right there on that approach.
Ricky trying to make it, I'm sure. Yes, Emerson Keith, the 2021 Utah Open champion. What a back nine he just put on to take this tournament down.
Yeah, 5 down in the last 8 holes. He's going to best Ricky Wysocki.
Amazing birdie from Dallin. This is such a difficult hole, and this is just a warm-up tournament for Worlds, so just knowing that you can step up and birdie the final hole is definitely a big thing to accomplish. Good showing from Ricky Wysocki. And from the chase card, Kyle Klein actually put on quite a show. I was playing with him, and he had a chance on hole 18 to get up and down for a 10-down round. He ended with 8 down that final round and was able to snag 3rd place.
Really impressive to see Emerson take this event down.
Show up for Worlds, and so it's a good confidence booster. I'm glad we had the event, and it's my first time to Utah, and I'll definitely be back every time I can. Thank y'all.
Emerson took 3rd place at the last World Championships we played, and to come out for the World's warm-up tournament and win, that's definitely making a statement.
Yeah, you said it. I mean, he set the pace at the 2019 World Championships. Through 4 rounds, he was leading, and Macbeth ended up taking that one down, but Emerson really proving himself then and proving himself here. James, it's been a pleasure.
Definitely. Thank you to everyone for tuning in to the Gatekeeper production of the Utah Open. Thanks, Nate. It was fun commentating with you.
Yeah, man. And guys, make sure Gatekeeper Media was doing double duty this week. They were filming the FPO lead card. That coverage is going to be coming out this week. Make sure to like and subscribe, and we will see you guys for the world title.